jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Once again, thanks for tuning in. You're listening to World Combat Sports. Salute to everyone that support the channel. It's 2022. You know what it is. Let's get it on and popping. You know, it's the 4th. Appreciate each and every one of you that's tuned in. Give me a minute. You know what it is. So, I see some of y'all already on deck, man. King Mitch on deck. What's good? Michael Johnson Boxing Talking More. What's good? Want to give a little bit of time for the room to fill out, man. This topic is strictly about what you see on the thumbnail. You know what I'm saying? It's something that has to be addressed and dealt with accordingly, because I don't want people losing their mind in desperation. You know, trying to push somebody all the way up to the top that's not going to get the shot right now, right? But I just want to break down some intricate details that goes along with how loosely boxing, you know, are able to push or move these or shift these individuals in the ranking system. And when somebody like myself say, what has he done to step in there with a fighter like Crawford? I will never accept the fact that you're just going to say that obviously he's done enough to be in his position. No, obviously he's been maneuvered and he's been pushed. He has the right connection. He has the right manager. And boxing is all about the business aspect of it. So boxers can be pushed through the ranking system at an undeniable rate. The speed is something that you didn't even think that can happen within the ranking system when it comes to JARON Ennis. I'm just being honest. Look, I'm not hating on JARON Ennis because he's going to be the star. He's the future of the sport. Let's not get that twisted. I'm just speaking to the voices that continue to echo the same sentiment for which JARON Ennis should step in there with Terrence Crawford. And I'm just asking the question, like, why the big push? Who has he defeated in between time to get to that number 2 slot? How did he get there? If y'all you look, Ortiz, all he have to do is shrug his shoulders and say, no, Sam, I don't know, amigo. And y'all leave him the fuck alone. Now you go to JARON Ennis. Now it's a whole nother story. McMillan on deck, how you feeling? Charles on deck, what's good? What's good with your WCS salute? Salute to everyone that's in the building. So my big question is, how do we solve what's going on with JARON Ennis? Because I truly believe that there's a bit of destruction going on with his name right now in the YTC. People who are unable to redirect themselves into a whole nother avenue of a fight that he may potentially get that's much easier. He's not going to get the Terrence Crawford fight. It's not smart for business. And for as long as, you know, the general public, boxing fans, whoever you want to call them, promoters have been speaking up this fight, they're not going to get paperwork together for him to step in there with a fighter like JARON Ennis. It makes no sense. JARON Ennis is not a superstar yet. He's not. No matter how many thumbnails and how many people, love saying his name Boots, his alias Boots with 3 or 4 or 5 O's in the middle. It's not gonna give him a fight with Terrence Crawford because it's not a money fight. It's not a money fight. The money fight is Crawford Spence. The money fight is Crawford Spence. That is the money fight. So who don't understand that is the money fight. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Seawood on deck. Let's go. McMillan, peace and love. So let's get down to the ranking system. All right. I want to dive into the ranking system and kind of, pretty much break this down as to how JARON Ennis has elevated himself to the slot that he's currently in, number 2. And some of the stuff that I may tell you, you might open your mouth and in awe and say, "Oh shit, I can't believe that's the way the ranking system possibly could be." So I didn't know it was moving that way. I had a little bit more faith in the ranking system. You know what I'm saying? I had a little bit more faith in the ranking system, dog. So let's hold up for a second. So I'm pretty sure there's plenty of y'all that's in the live chat that totally understands what the key terms have been that JARON Ennis is right behind Virgil Ortiz, and he should be the next one step in there with Terrence Crawford. That is the language. That is the damn chatter that is out there. The buzz. So there's been plenty of debates on several channels that if I'm over there, I always say, like, he ain't did shit. He ain't fought nobody to be in that position. He hasn't, in my opinion. So let's talk about when he initially came into the rankings. When JARON Ennis was initially brought into the WBO rankings to begin to climb the ladder to the position he is currently at number 2 in the WBO behind Virgil Ortiz. I want to ask you all these questions. How many fights should it take for a fighter to be able to be placed in the rankings? You know what I'm saying? Let me also just address this question. I asked you how many fights, but what is the criteria for the fighters that they're fighting? These individuals just jumping or elevating themselves to be in the rankings. What's the criteria for them? Those opponents. Is there a criteria for those opponents, like a formula that if you fight this person and then you pretty much gauge his last opponent and experience that they have to pretty much supplement that formula over to the fighter that you're pushing, in this case JARON Ennis, to basically move up a spot in the rankings? Because the obvious equation is, right, the denominator to this is pretty much to fight somebody high up on the list. Let's just say Teofimo fought Vasyl Lomachenko. Sandor Martin fought Mikey Garcia. They're fighting people high on the dang ranking system. They're fighting fighters who are higher on the ranking system. For me, reviewing JARON Ennis elevation up to the number 2 spot from 15 all the way up to number 2, Dose, I just don't see where that happened. So let's be clear. JARON Ennis initially made his appearance into the ranking system November 2019. Now, I know that the ranking systems can be crazy, but if you look at the ranking systems in October 2019, they're not there. All right. So if we move out and go to November 2019, you'll see JARON Ennis sitting at number 15. This is where we're going to start. All right. So let me share this screen right quick. And y'all bear with me, man. It's been a hectic day. I try to, get to this. That's why I'm late. Just got in. But hold on for a second. Let me share screen right quick. And y'all please drop your input in there. Let me share this screen right quick. I'm gonna take this down right here. So what you see right here is, let me stroll up to the top. This is the WBO, World Boxing Organization ranking, November 2019, right? So you see who's at the top. Good old Kavalauskas. Number 2 is Jesse Vargas. Number 3 is Danny Garcia. Number 4 is Sergey Lipinets. 5, Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz is number 5 at this point. And look at Custio Clayton at number 7. Michael McKinson, keep that name up there. All right. Keep that name up there. Michael McKinson, keep that in your thoughts. All right. Keep Mikey Garcia, who's sitting at number 11. All right. And you go all the way down to JARON Ennis, who's number 15. All right. So at this point in time, at JARON Ennis's record, at his resume right quick in his boxing schedule, if you go back to November 2019, who was he fighting? Who was JARON Ennis fighting around anywhere close to November 2019? He didn't fight nobody in November, but he fought Daniel Fernandez, October 2019. Now we're looking at the WBO rankings in November 2019. He's ranked number 15. His previous fight was October 2019 against Daniel Fernandez. He was 12-1. 12-1. So he fought him in October. And November, they say, hey, let's throw him in the rankings at 15 off Daniel Fernandez. I know y'all don't know who he is, but I'm just putting his name out there. Daniel Fernandez. He fought Daniel Fernandez October 2019. That catapulted him into the number 15 spot. Now, his next fight was not going to be until January 2020 against Bakhtiyar Yurbov. All right. So you take from October, all right, November, December to January. Now you saying to yourself, can't too much happen in between that time? Shit. It's getting to the holidays and shit. You know what I'm saying? We're about to go into the pandemic. Can't too much happen. So let's go up here and check some things out, right? So let's back up out of here and let's check from 15. Let's go to December, see if it sustains itself, because he got a big fight coming up in January. All right. He just fought in October. I told you he was number 15. He was number 15 on the ranking systems, the WBO, from fighting Daniel Fernandez. December, Santa Claus and everybody else is handing out rankings. So, he throws down 2 to Bruce Ennis. and not even I would say 2 months just to keep it even. 1 month from November to December, he goes from 15 to 13. From November to December, he goes from 15 to 13. I mean, when you're talking about climbing the ladder, that's a good start. That's a solid start, right? So let's get up out of here and go to 2020, and let's go to January when he fought Yurbov. See how consistent the WBO organization, the World Boxing Organization, is when it comes to this, right? Because you have individuals on here that's continued to debate and say he did enough. But when you're not boxing and you're elevating, somehow you're levitating in between time. You don't have gloves on, you're not doing anything. He fought October. In November, he was ranked 15. In December, he went from 15 to 13. This is his fight day. He's fighting Yurbov. January 2020. JARON Ennis is number 12 now. Because he know that was an easy fight. That was an easy fight. Keep tabulations now. He's moves up 4 slots already. 15, 14, 13, 12. Already. From November to January. From November to January. Now, his fight in January 2020, his opponent's record was 14 victories, 1 defeat, and 1 draw. He stopped him in the 4th round. Yurbov was down twice in the 1st round. So, in between time, his next fight isn't until September against Juan Carlos Abreu. 23, 5, and 1 at the time. You're already looking at from 15 to 14 to 13 to 12, from November 2019 to January 2020. So you tell me where you want to go. Let's go. He's ranked number 12 right now. So let's do this. Let's get up out of here and let's go to March. Let's go to March. Be patient. Be patient. Let's go to March of 2020. Let's go to March of 2020. JARON Ennis still at 12. Consistency, right? We're just looking for consistency. He ain't fighting. He ain't fighting. So we're in March 2020. You know what I'm saying? So let's go down to, let's give or take May. Let's couple up the months for a little bit. Get up out of here. Hold on for a second. Let's go back to April. Oh, I know this is where some of the rankings don't even show up. July. That's where it was. So you go to July, right? The last time we seen him, it was 15, 14, 13, 12. He's still sitting there at 12. At 12 when it's July. JARON Ennis' next fight is against Juan Carlos Abreu in September. And we on July, right? So let's keep it moving. Let's go to August. Let's go down to August. Now, don't be fooled yet. Don't be fooled yet. Don't be fooled. November, he was 15th. He was 15th. All right. From 15th ranking to 12th ranking, moving pretty steady, right? Now, what month are we in? Let's go back up to the top. What month are we on? He has a fight coming up. We're in the month of August. He was at number 12, but JARON Ennis is at 11th right now. He's at 11th. When did I say his fight was? His fight with Juan Carlos Abreu is September 2020. This is the August rankings. He went from 15 to 14 to 13 to 12 to 11. From November, you looking at yourself from November to August, November 2019 to August of 2020, he's already sitting in the 11th spot. Who can tell me how many fights did JARON Ennis have in between time? From November, which his closest fight would be Damian Fernandez. Then he fought Yobov. That's one fight since he's been on the pound for pound list. Yobov. One fight. Hear me out now. He fought Damian Fernandez in October 2019. He's on the pound for not pound for pound, not rankings, the WBO rankings in November 2019. In between time, he fights Yobov, January 2020. In the process of elevating ranks, they're moving him through the ranking systems quick. All the way up to August, prior to him stepping in there against Juan Carlos Abreu, he's already sitting where I just showed you. And what was that? He's sitting at number 11 before he even steps in the ring with Juan Carlos Abreu. 15th to number 11. So let's go to September, because Juan Carlos Abreu, I know y'all know who that is. You ain't a hardcore boxing head if you don't know who Juan Carlos Abreu is, a legend of the sport, right? So let's go to 2020 September. 2020. This I'm not trying to nitpick at this. I'm just, whenever I choose to do something like this, I mean, I just have to just buckle up and do it. It's not that difficult. It's just I don't want to seem like an angry bird out here on this social media shit, right? So November 2019, right? I hear the voices chattering about he's done enough to get where he's supposed to be. 15. I just took you for 15th all the way up to number 11th. From November to August. November to August 2020. He was at 11. September, he has basically leapfrogged 10 to 9 in the ranking systems. Whoo, this dude is shifting gears. Like the rankings love him, like Cameron Duncan, they got that shit popping. From 15th ranking in the WBO, he moved from 15 to 11 before he even stepped into his second fight. Into his second fight while being ranked in the WBO. That first fight was Yobov, and his second fight was Juan Carlos Abreu. He stopped him in the 6th round. For that, they placed him 9th in the rankings. 9th, y'all. How can you lose if you moving this fast, y'all? How can you freaking lose if you moving this fast? So next is the one and only. He has a fight in December 2020. Chris Van Herten, right? We all saw it go down. We was waiting. Oh, this is going to be a tough fight. Chris Van Herten, he's 28-2-1. This is going to be tough. Now, once again, let me refresh y'all memory on the numbers. November 2019, 15th to August 2020, he was 11. Then on September, he faced Juan Abreu. And for his effort, he's number 9 now. So he has 2 fights while being ranked. He goes from the bottom half to inside the top 10 in that short period of time. So he only has number 1 to 9 right now. He inside the top 10. Who did he fight to get into the top 10? Juan Carlos Abreu, 23-5-1, to get him in the top 10 of the rankings. Juan Carlos Abreu. And this is no knock on JARON Ennis, man, because I like the dude. He's the truth, for real. JARON Ennis is that dog. All I'm doing is providing the overlay for the media aspect of it. Because I'm sick and tired of these trash ass biased narratives that's goddamn shoe soles when it comes to the relevance of it all. It's the bottom of your shoes, goddammit. Pick the gum off that motherfucker. Y'all saying he did enough to be where he's at. And I should look at it as just that. I shouldn't dig no further down into it. I shouldn't sit up here and scrutinize it at all. I should just let it go. From November 2019, he was at 15. That was coming off fighting Damian Fernandez. All the way to August, having fought Eurobov while active on the ranking system. He elevates all the way up to number 11 for his effort for fighting Warren Abreu. They slide him into slot number 10. I mean, number 9. So who do you think he has next? Sergey Lipinets. Sergey Lipinets. He's fighting Sergey Lipinets in April 2021. Look at the gap. Check this out. Van Heerden didn't make it out the first round. December 2020. The fight was called a no contest. Whatever. No one got credit for it. No decision. So his next fight is against Sergey Lipinets the following year in 2021. Now, granted, 2020 was the back end of the pandemic, but give it up to JARON Ennis for being able to fight at the first semester of 2020 and the latter semester of 2020. He fought in September and he fought in December. In between, while being ranked in the WBO, he fought Eurobov and he fought Juan Carlos Abreu. All right. I'm talking about the transitions. We haven't got to Van Heerden yet when it comes to the ranking. So let's go to December. Let's go to December 2020. All right. Let's go to December 2020. Remember his last slot he was in, right? What was that last slot? What did we just leave? Y'all have to pay attention now. What did we just leave? We left September, right? So let me go back to September. Take a little flash. Take a little flash of this. All right? Just take a snapshot. Boom. Let's go back to September. Let's go back to September where we were. September 2020. So September 2020 is when he fought who? This is when he was sitting at what spot? He was sitting number 9, right? So, being he was sitting at number 9, who is he fighting? Who did he fight in September? He fought Juan Carlos Abreu, right? September. So he doesn't have another fight to December. Chris Van Heerden. He's sitting at number 9 right now in the WBO rankings, people. Number 9, Nueve. His next fight is in December. It's a no decision because of headbutt. I want y'all to clearly understand how this works when it comes to this ranking system. It's according to who you're attached with. So let's go down to December to the Chris Van Heerden. Let's go to November, a month before. Because we already done seen the shift, right? We're seeing the shift in JARON Ennis. See what they say for November. Where's he at? Oh, JARON Ennis is number 7. But we just seen him in September. He was ranked number 9th. He was ranked number 9th. Let's go to October. Granted, he's not fighting anybody. All right. He just came off Juan Abreu. Let's go to October. Let's go to the rankings in October. So he went from 9th to number 7. Let's go back to September 2020. September 2020. JARON Ennis, right here, is number 9. Come Warner Brew, right? So he has Van Heerden yet next, right? In December. So if we go to October, which is the one, not even, look, next door, bro. From 9, JARON Ennis is already in a different resident to leapfrogged again to number 7. From 11 to 9, from 9 to 7. I can't make this up. Now he's at the back door of the top 5. What month did we say we was in there, people? My astute colleagues, we're in October. That's 1 month after him fighting Juan Carlos Abreu. 1 month. He goes from 9 to 7. So let's go all the way. Let's go back out. And we'll see a little small consistency, right? December. Now you about to get some shock to your life now. You're gonna get some shock to your life at the next information that you're about to receive. And not this one. 2020 December. He's in there with Van Heerden, the fight stop. And he's still in number 7. So the good thing about it, we get to do away with the pandemic. But one person who benefited from that goddamn pandemic year was JARON Ennis in the ranking systems. Congratulations. Salute to you, my brother. Your people out here, random raving. They haven't even been vaccinated yet. And they sitting up here saying, hey, he needs to fight Crawford. He did everything he needed to do. He fought how many people again? Why he was ranked in the WBO? So let's go to the next year. Let's go to 2021, right? And what is his next fight? Let's just start off with knowing that he already moved up 2 more slots. Let's just say 2021. Let's go to January. Let's see if anything happened over the New Year's. Let's see if the WBO is a little bit consistent with what they got going on. All right. So JARON Ennis, in the year before 2020, he left off at the 7th spot, ranked number 7 in WBO. His next fight, right? Because we already been through the whole deal with Chris Van Heerden. We're in 2021 right now. We're leaving the pandemic behind. We all know that was nothing to that fight. But for them to give JARON Ennis Warner Brew, I mean, was a freaking amazing. This man went from 15 all the way up to 7 in a short period of time. That's 9 slots. From November to damn near from November 2019 and let's say to October of 2020. October of 2020. You 9 up in the game from 15 to 7. Wow. That's unbelievable. But let's keep going. We're in 2021 right now. His next opponent is the one and only Sergey Lipinets, right? Sergey Lipinets is another person that, in my opinion, fought better opposition to get his spot into the ranking system. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, just with Lamont Peterson on there alone. I'm just being honest. But Sergey Lipinets is coming up in April. So I already showed you the January time slot of the ranking system. Let's go to March. He's about to face Sergey Lipinets in April. Let's go to 1 month before March and see if there's any consistency with the WBO rankings. He's still at number 7, right here. Still at number 7. Kudos. Right? So we go in here, go to April. This is his fight date with Sergey Lipinets. He goes in there and stops Sergey in the 6th round. Sergey Lipinets is 16-1-1. The only professional fighter to defeat Sergey Lipinets was at 140, Mikey Garcia. So let's stroll down here. And JARON Ennis, look, for his efforts with Sergey Lipinets, he goes up 1 slot to number 6. He moves up 1 slot for Sergey Lipinets. Now, I'm just thinking to myself, for Sergey Lipinets, you are in a position where you're shifting, because I could have sworn I saw Sergey Lipinets ranked below him prior to. I could have sworn I did. You know what I'm saying? We're in 2021. Sergey Lipinets is about to fight. JARON Ennis is now ranked number 6. This is April 2021. So let's go back out. Let's go to March, 1 month before. 1 month before the fight. JARON Ennis, Sergey Lipinets. JARON Ennis, Sergey Lipinets. This is before the fight. This is prior to the fight, y'all. This is March. They're fighting in April. They fought in April. JARON Ennis moves up to slot number 6 in April. Let's go to May 2021. Let's go to May. All right. Y'all stay with me. Stay with me. So you see JARON Ennis is still ranked number 6. Why? Because he don't have a fight right now. All right. Okay, thank God he ain't moved overnight. But JARON Ennis is number 6, from 15 to number 6. From November 2019 to April 2021. He has made some incredible transitions through the rank structure of the WBO. That is amazing. That is amazing. I would say the top-notch fighter that is on that, that climb to the top at this point in time would be 2021. Sergey Lipinets. And they only gave him 1 slot, people. They gave him 1 slot for defeating Sergey. 1. But all the other times when he was stepping into the ring, before, during, after, they was just moving and grooving. Now this man is at number 6. It's getting interesting. His next fight is in October 2021. He just fought Sergey Lipinets in April 21, 16-1-1. He stopped him in the 6th round. And he's currently, at this juncture, as we look at the WBO rankings, at this juncture, y'all, this is May, 1 month after, they still have JARON Ennis at number 6. All right? Once again, I must reiterate, he's fighting Thomas Delorme in October. He's fighting Thomas Delorme in October of 2021. This right here is 1 month after his fight with Sergey. So let's go out to July. Because he's fighting Thomas Delorme, what? In October, right? Let's go to July. Let's see what the rankings have. Let's see what the WBO talking about. He's ranked number 6, right? So he's still ranked number 6. July has Thomas Delorme in October. Thomas Delorme is at this point in time coming off 2 defeats. All right. Let's get closer. Let's go closer. September 2021. We're on the eve of Jaron Ennis facing Thomas Delorme. Whoa, what a fight. What a fight. What a fight. So the last time we checked, it was back in July, right? Jaron Ennis, in between time, he went from number 6 to number 5. He's at number 5 right now. When was his last fight? Astute Boxing Heads in the chat. When was his last fight before this move? When was his last fight? Sergey Lipinets, right? They moved him up a slot, right? He was able to get 6, right? So he hasn't stepped in there against nobody right now. So Thomas Delorme is his next fight in October. He's coming off 2 losses. But that doesn't mean anything just yet. That doesn't have any credence just yet, because we're in September of 2021. We're 1 month out from Thomas Delorme. But somehow, some way, David Copperfield has magically moved Jaron Ennis into a levitated state into the 5th position in the ranking system of the WBO. Fifth. He didn't fight nobody in between. He was elevated. Because I was told, obviously, he's did enough to be where he's at. I'm saying to myself, like, read. Do your own brainstorming and troubleshooting. The ranking systems is so taboo, man. They move and groove how they see fit. Boxing will always be a red tape, political type of arena. Boxing will always have that. That's how they roll. That's how they move. Just as you saying, Jaron Ennis is ranked number 5th, 1 month out before facing Thomas Delorme. What points did he get in between Sergey Lipinets, the Thomas Delorme, to move him up another slide in the ranking systems, just like it's giving away Halloween candy, bro? Who did he fight? I already told you. He was placed in the rankings November 2019. He fought Yurbov. Warren Brew. He's sitting at number 5 1 month before facing Thomas Delorme, y'all. Watch this. October. This is the month right here. This is the month. This is what I want you to see right here. I want to start off with Mikey Garcia sitting at number 3. You know who he got coming up, right? Because I got Astute Boxing Heads in the live chat. You know Mikey Garcia got Sander Martin coming up, right? Okay. Michael McKinson, inactivity. You know what I'm saying? But he still hold his spot up here, right? And of course, undefeated Jaron Ennis. The man of the hour. The one that they say who has fought the absolute beast to get where he was in the ranking system. And I'm saying not so fast. Because you're trying to throw this man face first, hands up, into the arena with Terrence Crawford. And I'm telling you, the boxing rankings doesn't justify a fighter's position to warrant stepping in there with a champion just because you say so. Just because you're unwilling to do any type of homework. This is not even as deep as I possibly could have went. So look at this now. Mikey Garcia 3, Michael McKinson, and Jaron Ennis. All right? Let me get back over here to the live chat right quick. Dwayne Mack, what's good? I'm gonna get to all that. Bruce Goes, Boxing Jazz, and more. What's good with your salute? Shout out to the OG Bruce Goes. Appreciate you pulling up. Let me get some of these bots out of here. Don Dada on deck, man. What's good with you, bro? J Ocho on deck. Boxing King Archives, what's good? WCS Michael Benson tweeted that Ortiz gave up his IBF mandatory eliminator to Joseph Parker. I don't understand the WBC why will Ortiz give up another opportunity at unified titles. He might be injured. Trap Media on deck, what's good? Boots is passing the eye test, is how I see it, passing very well. Big dog, Andrew, okay. I'm gonna get the Andrew comments. I just want to get through this last portion right here. JARON Ennis is sitting at number 5, right? It's October. He fought Thomas Delorme. Thomas Delorme is coming off 2 defeats. JARON Ennis gets no credit for Delorme at all. 0. Maybe Sergey, because Sergey was a top champion. He was elite champion. Like when I say elite, he was tough. He gave Mikey Garcia all he can handle. Had him boxing off the back foot, everything. Though Mikey Garcia did a beautiful parry in the 7th round and dropped Sergey. Sergey got off the canvas and still fought. But him moving into the welterweight division was okay. The biggest name on his transition was Lamont Peterson. But I have to say that's the biggest name on JARON Ennis' climb up this ranking ladder. Now, I heard the eye test. So we're looking at the eye test. That's the same thing people say when fighters are out here stacking their record with inflation and they're fighting easy touches, but to the eye test, it looks great. They're going in there dominating. But they're fighting Macy mannequins. But they're passing the eye test. And like I said before, JARON Ennis got skills. I'm not even gonna bullshit you, dog. But this is not something that I'm dwelling on his skills. I had to touch on this and address it because certain people are unwilling to take the shovel, the mental shovel, and do a little bit of research, sustain themselves, read, and see how easy it is for a fighter to climb the ranking system. Let's get to the end of this shit so I can get to the chat. So therefore, JARON Ennis, right? I already told you where we at right now. He gets credit 1 slot. He received the credit. Look, he received the credit from 7 to 6. Coming off Sergey Lipinets, y'all. He steps in there with Thomas Delorme. They move him up to 5. They telling everybody else, get the fuck away from him. Stephanie, let's go, man. Get out of here. Aduk Karoff, get out of here. David Avanesian, get out of here, bro. Let's pay attention to Mikey Garcia, number 3, Michael Kenson, number 4, and JARON Ennis, number 5. Now, the rest is what it is. We have to wait on Sandor Martin and Mikey Garcia. So check this out. Let me get back over here. Let me get up out of here. We are October. Let me let y'all see this. October 2021, right? Let me back up out of this right here. And let's go to November. Let's go to November. Let's see what happens. Because he fought Thomas Delorme in October, right? All right. Ta-da! 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 I told you. It was a grand finale. Ta-da! He fought Thomas Delorme, coming off 2 losses. They move him up a slot to number 5. In the process, as you're looking at this, right? Mikey Garcia, who was sitting at number 3, Sandor Martin defeats him. They put Sandor Martin at 4. Mike McKinson, who was sitting at 4, they slide him to 3. JARON Ennis, who was at 5, they slide him all the way up to 2. Without any fight. No fight of relevance. You're trying to tell me that he fought You trying to tell me he fought? That's what you trying to tell me? He fought Thomas Delorme in October 2021? And the next month after, he fought him October 30th. In November, he's number 2? Sandor Martin arguably fought the better opposition that was on the pound for pound list, Mikey Garcia, who was sitting at 3. But they halt Sandor Martin with the Heisman, put him at 4, stop him at 4. They take McKinson at 4, slide him to 3, y'all. Jaron Ennis put in slot number 2. And you trying to tell me this ain't all about money and who you know and the connect, the plug. He went from 5, now 4, not 3. 2. Yeah, I like this right here. I like this suite. From 15 all the way to the second ranking position of the WBO. And you know what? November is a good month for Jaron Ennis. A damn good month. Because when he dropped into the rankings in November of 2019, he had a hell of a run. He had a hell of a run. Have you ever seen somebody climb a ladder with skates on? That was a hell of a run for who he fought in between time to get to this position of number 2. He come off a fight. Listen to me. I'm serious. Listen to me. I'm genuine about it. I'm sincere about what I'm saying. He fought Thomas Delorme coming off 2 losses. How can he be accredited with a move like this? I don't give a damn if Mikey lost. I don't give a fuck about that. But the person who defeated Mikey is 2 slots below Jaron Ennis, who has no Mikey on his motherfucking resume. The only one that comes close to Mikey would be who? Sergey Lipinets. Even with credentials, he don't come close to Mikey Garcia. They just a common opponent. So therefore, Sandor Martin has a common opponent of who? Sergey Lipinets. Both Jaron Ennis and Sandor Martin is both on the WBO rankings. It's just unfortunate for Jaron Ennis, which ended up being a fortune. He beat Sergey Lipinets, who was a champion previously at 140, and he gets the elevated portion of it. Because Mikey Garcia, though I complain about it and criticize it a lot, he did step up to face Errol Spence in his first fight at 147. So when you talk about the stock, the Wall Street into Sandor Martin's challenge and his feat and him achieving that victory stands out much more than Jaron Ennis. But when it comes to names, the name Boots is ringing louder than Sandor Martin. I'm not saying Sandor the Spaniard won't get his opportunity. I'm just saying, have you ever seen someone climb a ladder with skates on? From 15 November, from the 15th slot November 2019 to November 2021. You do the math, y'all. How many slots that is? How many positions that is? Coming off a Thomas Delorme win in the first round, he goes from 5th to 2nd. 5th to 2nd, y'all. This shit is unfreaking believable. Unbelievable. You look at some of the channels pushing the loudest for Crawford to fight Boots, and most don't have any content on Ennis before he fought Delorme. Man, Andrew, dog, how, bro? Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Let me stop sharing right quick. Hold up. Let me stop sharing. I can always go back, but I want y'all to see something right quick. I just want to share something with you right quick because Andrew made a very good point about they don't have no information on Boots, right? They busy trying to push this man in the face of Terrence Crawford for a fight that they aren't sure. They're not even realizing that there's a huge topic. There's a heavy topic that basically mongers around in the social media, YTC social media, and that's Canelo and Floyd Mayweather. So many people talk about this shit all the time, but check this out though. Check this out. This is Thomas Delorme. 25 victories, 6 defeats, 3 he's been knocked out, and 1 draw, 16 knockouts, right? This is the guy that last stepped in the ring with JARON Ennis. Prior to JARON Ennis being in the 5th rank of the WBO standings and moving up 4, 3 to slot number 2. This is his opposition that he fought last. We're talking about Thomas Delorme. He lost to UD 12 to Jamal James in August 2020. And then he fought Stanthionis in April 2021, lost to UD. And when you know who gets him at the end of 2021, JARON Ennis. At the time, 27-0, where he picked up his 28th professional victory. The man was coming off 2 defeats. What was his ranking at the time in the WBO? He wasn't even nowhere close. You couldn't even put a goddamn radar tracker on him. They couldn't find him. But he go from 5th to 2nd. It doesn't make any sense. To those of you that's talking about, obviously he did what he enough to be with. No, motherfucker, what you talking about? You need to increase your literacy by studying first. You just like having dang conversations. Some of y'all dudes out here, y'all just like conversating. You have to just do a little bit of research to try to find out, is there merit in what someone's saying on the panel? And you never hear me in the damn chat just going and tag teaming with somebody else just because it's fun to criticize somebody that you don't agree with just because you respect the host. But I'm saying, like, look at this shit though. Thomas Delorme was coming off 2 defeats, but yet and still, we have panels pushing Boots. Is no excuse on why he cannot be next. It doesn't make any sense to me at all, bro. I got no issue with people starting to get the program when it comes to Ennis. But like I've stated before, it's funny hearing it come from some people. It's hilarious hearing it come from a lot of people. I'm talking about people who know the sport of boxing. But look, you can know a lot in life, right? You can totally understand it and get it right. Because adults, we've passed the critical period of learning, right? So now it's up to us on whether we're going to be genuine about it or disingenuous about it. Whether we're going to speak on something and show favoritism and bias, or we're going to be neutral. A lot of times in the YTC, this shit is extremely biased, and you have what is called groupings. Just like you see minnows, groupings, where they flock together and the narrative is all the same. I'm going to get to that Boxing King archives on deck. What's good? Man, I can't even switch up right now. Major Key on deck. What's good, bro? Ghost on deck. What it do? So he went from 15 to 7 by fighting a Brute and Van Heerden. Hey, he fought. He fought Urabov. He fought Juan Carlos Abreu. And then he had that infamous one rounder with Chris Van Heerden with the headbutts. How can you even get any type of push or any type of points on your boxing FICO by leaving a fight from a headbutt? I don't get that. I seriously don't get that at all, man. From November 2019 all the way to November 2021, this dude went from 15 slot all the way up to number dose. Jesus Christ, there's a Jesus. For real. Dwayne Mack say, so who will Bud fight? Look, Bud can fight Spence next. He don't have to be in a rush. What is all the groupie express? What is up with the groupie express, dog? I'm not saying you are, Dwayne. I'm just saying, what is all up with, hey, you should do this, you should do that. Hey, you should. Why the man have to rush? And it's the very first week of 2022. Crawford just stepped out of the ring in November 21. And people say, he need to get back in there. No, you know what that's called? Being selfish. You being selfish. Because ultimately, the people who are up here supporting Boots are the same people who support Errol Spence. Between Errol Spence and Boots, those same individuals despise Terrence Crawford. That is factual. That is factual. They're trying their hand at liking two boxers that they see with the it factor right now that fits in just right. But really, they're going for Errol Spence. But they want to push. They want to push Boots because Errol Spence, he does this thing they call what's that thing they call packing a lunch. Yeah, packing a lunch. Because to hear them said these belts weigh a ton. So Errol Spence out here with his belt and he has forklifts and everything doing all the heavy lifting. He's a heavy equipment operator. So they can't put Errol Spence in the equation because they hoping to God that he makes it in there against Yordenis Ugas. Now they got to push for Boots in the meantime to try to step in there with Terrence Crawford. Look, they're not even sure, y'all. They're not even absolute sure this won't be another Floyd Mayweather Canelo detriment. They're not even sure. I bet the same people who put Canelo in there with Floyd at that age, with him having 40 professional fights, y'all, they thought he was going to whoop Floyd ass. You would get people on here to say, oh, Terrence Crawford ain't no Floyd Mayweather, though. You're right, bro. You're absolutely right. But don't come giving excuses when you're trying to push a young. I mean, Boots got so much landscape ahead of him. This man, he probably take his career all the way up to light heavyweight, cruiserweight before it's all said and done. He's too big for one. He's kind of too big in my opinion for 47. He's not going to be here to do anything except pick up a belt. And then he's going to go on about his biz in 54-6. Same shit Hummy McGill doing. Same thing Demetrius Andrade doing. Same thing Mar Charlo doing. He's not going to be at welterweight so too long. But while he here, and in the process of us trying to speak up this fantasy fight, his fans are up here saying this what should happen. We want Boots to go in there with Terrence Crawford because we believe he's talented enough to go in there and defeat the aging Terrence Crawford. But look, we've seen this shit before. We've seen how fighters are in their mid 30s to 40s, and they're still competitive because they're smart. B-Hop was smart. Smart, man. It's all about your boxing IQ. It's all about how you go in there and authoritate the fight, how you see it. How are you going to delegate your offensive strategy? That's the whole part of it. Ben Israel on deck. What's good? WCS Shalom. It's man down today, tomorrow, and forever. Michael Johnson boxing talking and more say y'all hear everything else, but then hear Ortiz's hand is fractional. Ortiz does have a jacked up hand. I was gonna try to leave the injury part of it with Ortiz. He may believe that it's gonna take him too long to heal first and get back in there and be competitive. So instead of him waiting on the sideline, he feel that he should, have a kind heart, just like that was given to him, and give up that slot to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Joseph Parker is coming off a win against Derek Chisora, but who am I to sit up here and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's Derek Chisora, dog. It's not like we ain't seen him lose before, but a valiant effort, right? But we can't even say that shit with Thomas Delorme and JARON Ennis. We can't even say that, dog. Dundalda said, you're definitely going to pass the eye test fighting domestic level fighters. Talk to him. Look, without people in the first part of the holiday, man, I wasn't trying to go through a whole entire thesis on this shit, right? But what I did go through was somewhat like a Cliff Note review of the shit I just been holding in, not saying too much about, just letting people get off. They don't know, like, they don't understand the process of not giving people entirely the information when you in that company, because you're gonna criticize the fuck out of you and they're not really gonna get it. But I'm looking at this shit and I'm seeing when he popped into the rankings, and I'm looking at who he fought while he was ranked. Who he fought while he was ranked, bro. Who he fought while he was ranked. Are you serious? Are you serious, man? You can't get it while he was ranked? This man, after he fought Damian Fernandez, October 2019, in November, he was ranked number 15th in the WBO. From then on, he's ranked. His first opponent was January 2020, Yurbov, Bakhtiar Yurbov. And then in September 2020, Warner Brew. Then December, he got a no decision headbutt, Chris Van Heerden. Then he fought Sergey Lipinets, April of 2021. They gave him one slot. One fucking slot for Sergey. But Thomas Delorme, he moves from 5th. Not only that, shit. They give him one slot for Sergey. Then in between time, they move him up another slot. He's sitting at number 5. He go from 7 to 5. He's sitting at number 5. Goes in the Thomas Delorme fight, finish him in first round, and he goes from 5th. And look, in November of 2021, 5th. He goes from 5th to number 2. He surpasses Sandor Martin, who just finished his thrashing of Mikey Garcia. And he moved past Michael McKinson, who's just inactive, But he's still top of the ranking in WBO. My question is, coming off the Delorme, what was it based off of? Seriously. He had 2 losses. I was told Boots has did enough. He's did enough to be ranked number 2 in the WBO. People, let me readdress this. I just want to elucidate this one more time. Following his win over Damian Fernandez, October 2019. Do any one of y'all know who Bakhtiar Yurbov is? He fought him in January 2020. Juan Carlos Abreu, September 2020. Are those your elite fighters? Are those elite fighters that you had in your Rolodex when it comes to making transitions like this? Chris Van Heeren. Oh, people was hyped up, but yet nothing happened. JARON Ennis didn't get awarded the win. Van Heeren just waited a little bit, and then they hit him with the shift of gears, the gear shift. They hit him with the gear shift, y'all. Chicker. Sergey Lipinets. He fights him in April, and already he up there at the top, y'all. How does that happen when you go from 7 to 5? You go from 7 to 6 with Sergey, and then in between time, you head into the Thomas Delorme fight, ranked 5th, and then all of a sudden, in November 2021, after fighting Thomas Delorme, you're ranked number 2. And people up here pleading. They're pleading for someone to pay them attention. They're pleading for Ennis to be inserted into a slot of notoriety to face the 3-weight, formerly undisputed, welterweight, pound for pound fighter, Omaha's own Terrence Bud Crawford. How can Christmas come with absolute stupidity? How? How can the YTC be so reckless? How can this shit happen? How can you not see this? And I just gave you a Cliff Note version of this shit. How? We got people that actually know this shit, but yet they seem to be, okay, I'm just going to stick to this side right here because I'm fucking with Boots, and I'm going to keep it extremely biased, and I'm going to come up with all this goddamn content as to why Boots should fight Crawford. And most of the shit is, well, Crawford don't have a fight. Boots don't have a fight. Boots don't have a fight. Crawford don't have a fight. Is that the most embryonic type psychological thinking you ever heard in your life? Have you ever heard people think that way? Like, boxing is a business. It's not a freaking playground where you go up there and you say, hey, you want to go down the sliding board first, or you want to get on the swings? Which one you want to do first? The sliding board or the swings? Exactly. Should Samuel Martin gotten the number 3 if he beat Mikey? I'm just saying. I'm just saying, Dundal, like, I'm not there for the WBO roundtable in the planning process on how they move and groove and shift and move these fighters. What is the criteria? You know what I'm saying? What is the basis that's forthcoming? Is the formula based off what exactly? I don't know there, Dundal. That's what I'm trying to help y'all. I mean, get y'all to help me. Like, what is this criteria based off to move somebody coming off a Thomas Delorme fight with 2 losses to go from number 5 all the way to number 2, number 5 to number 2, number 5 to number 2. And within that skip comes Sander Martin, who defeated Mikey Garcia, who's better than anybody that's on JARON Ennis' resume. How does he get skipped over? And people are like, he did what he needed to do. No. It's who he's with. Sander Martin may not have a Cameron Duncan. The money might be different. The influence may be different. But obviously they have plans for JARON Ennis. I ain't mad at them. They have plans for him. But this is pretty much strictly in-house to the YTC if there's, you know, if that makes any sense. Because I'm pretty sure me and a plethora of other people are just exhausted with hearing they don't have a fight type of shit. And then the heavy lifting. It's just like learning your ABCs and you say A, B, B, C, C. We long past that shit, y'all. This ain't no alphabetic shit. This is not it, bro. Like, if you cannot sit up there and speak the truth about what you see on this dang ranking system about JARON Ennis, I don't know what to tell you, bro. This shit has gotten out of control with the heavy lifting shit. He ain't lift a motherfucking thing. He ain't did nothing Keith Thurman didn't do. Keith Thurman, when he was up there, he was a unified WBC and WBA champion. This term wasn't even a topic. But I'm gonna tell you what I see. I'm gonna tell you what I see. You have a lot of people that still feeling some type of way to coddle Errol Spence after the accident. For real. They want to be close to someone who survived a life and death situation. So they're pretty much up here micromanaging his career right now from the outside. They call themselves fan, but they act like they're care nurses. I'm going to be honest with you. They act like they're care nurses, y'all. The man survived a horrific car accident. Now, everything he does, it seems like, oh, let's just ignore it. Let's just ignore it. That's just Errol. He's just being Errol. He's injured, y'all. Okay, he's injured. But then my point, I'm trying to say, well, when it comes to Boot Ennis, though, are y'all truly rooting for Boot Ennis to face Errol Spence? When y'all the same people who say, well, I figure he'll beat Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. Who got together? Who was at the head of the table and told y'all, let's get together and start coming up with one term? And that term we're going to take from Errol Spence and say, oh, he shot out a tweet, heavy lifting. All of a sudden, we forget about what Keith Thurman has done, and we start putting the heavy lifting on Errol Spence. That comes to that coddling again. They're coddling his ass. They're picking Spence up, rubbing his head and shit, and asking one, hey, can you give me that milk? That milk is cool. It's nice and warm off the stove. Can you come over here and feed our champ? Just feed him. Get a hot towel. We're going to put it on his forehead. We want to make sure that eye heals up properly. Get a hot towel. We have to make sure he's very, very comfortable. Mike said, if he was anything but black, they would be saying what you saying. Bud and his fans. Heavy equipment operator. For real, dog. Come on, man. Well, where did this term come from, bro? I'm not trying to disrespect people's freaking maturity or the literacy in life, the cognizant process, their deductive reasoning, none of that shit. But when it comes down to certain things, it's just so easy to figure out. The YTC fails horribly because you have people who have partial ownership of a platform and they're able to speak to whoever they chooses, right? But they choose to just latch on to cliche terms, rudimentary terms, man, like heavy lifting, knowing damn well if a title weighed an amount to have you concerned that it may injure the fighter, we wouldn't have fighters walking around tossing these titles around. You know what I'm saying? The titles don't weigh shit. The titles don't weigh shit, dog. But what they mean to a fighter is the heaviest. That holds the most weight. What it means to a fighter. But as far as this heavy lifting shit, you're in a full contact sport. And y'all motherfuckers up here whining and crying and they'll talk about heavy lifting in a sport where you get punched in the head. Y'all whining about heavy lifting? What do you think you're here to do? When you go through strength and conditioning, right? You always talk about Well, so and so doing strict condition. They ripped up. They shred. They doing this. They're a beast. Why do you give them credit for that shit? Because they look impressive doing it, right? So if they look impressive doing all the shit that is required to fight camp to get them properly prepared for a fight, why y'all sitting up there combing Errol Spence's hair, wiping off his brow, massaging his hands? What's going on? Up there with Vicks Vapor Rub and shit. Champ, do you need some Vicks Vapor Rub on your chest or your back? I just want you to be fully prepared, you know? After those 700 push-ups, we just want you to be able to breathe properly in there doing these sparring sessions. Are you okay? This Vicks Vapor Rub will open you up, champ. Oh, you only on 350? Oh, my bad, champ. I didn't know you still had that much to go, champ. Anthony Jones on deck. What's good? Sander versus Boots. Let's push that issue. Talk to him, Anthony. That's all I'm saying. See, that's all I'm saying. Sander beat Mikey. Jerome beat Sergey. Sergey and Mikey has fought in the past. Mikey beat Sergey. But Sander Martin beat Mikey, which is the best opponent out of the two. So why not have Jerome Ennis fight Sander Martin? He don't have a fight, right? Nah, they don't want that. You know why they don't want that? Because they want to sit up here with a blind fucking eye and act like Sander Martin ain't nobody. But these same cats was up here giving Sander Martin praise. Oh shit, Mikey got fucked up by Sander. Oh shit, bro. Damn. But now, when it comes to Boost, though, you won't even give it any attention to say, hey, put the Spaniard in there with Philly's own. Let's go. Put the Spaniard in there with Philly's own, and let's see a fight. Come on, man. Napoleon on deck. What's good with you, bro? Ben is a perfect example of the people who would disregard all the criteria and standards they've held to Crawford's neck so they can elevate Boots. True. I agree. I agree 1,000%. Jason Williams, Keith did more, just being honest. Hey, Jason, appreciate you. And why you put that out there, they wasn't even using that term heavy lifting when it was Keith, right? Keith was stepping in there with the big names at the welterweight division. They never said anything about heavy lifting. All we know, Errol was trying to call him out at one point in time, and he just told him, no, shit. I get around to it when I get around to it, bro. But it's not like Keith didn't earn his titles. He showed enough to Danny Garcia's WBC title. It's not like he didn't earn it. Drinking and driving isn't an accident. His wreck was a result of irresponsibilities and poor decision making. All praise to the Most High that he survived, but there was no accident. I totally agree with that, bro. But this is when the fury comes out. People get infuriated when you talk about something that is reality and public record, but yet it's attached to somebody that they favor. What Jay Prince say? When you wake up in the morning, you have a chance and a choice. When you get that chance, it's all about the choice you make. You have a chance and a choice. Just like Jason just said, he had a chance. And he made his choice. All he could have did is just say, hey, drive me this place, drive me that. We don't know. I wasn't there. But this is not even about that. This is the whole point that when it's mentioned, when it comes to Errol Spence, it's almost like they're taking on a care nurse role We have a bunch of YTC care nurses volunteering their effort to baby walk Spence to the damn titles. In between time, they're going to try their damnness to eliminate the biggest threat in him accomplishing that feat, and that's Terrence Bud fucking Crawford. They're going to try to sabotage the shit out that motherfucker. That's why they're trying to put Boots in there. Why not Sandor Martin and Boots? They defeated two boxers who fought one another. That seems like a perfect matchup to me. But now we want to sit up here and we've been talking about these two black fighters in the welterweight division forever. We have been talking about this shit forever. It's probably people that lost marriages talking about this shit forever and a day into the AM. They weren't in there cuddling with their girl. They was in there talking about Spence and Crawford. Food wasn't even getting cooked. Bills wasn't paid. We've been talking about this shit for so long. And now look at it, y'all. Check this out. Now look at it. Spence is coming off an eye injury again. His people, they truly don't know if he's going to be healthy enough. They say the fight going down in April, but I don't even know if the fight can happen. Hold on. All right, we're back. If y'all do me a favor, man, hit the like button. I know I don't mention it often because I pretty much treat my listeners and everybody who support the channel like adults. So they really, if you support the channel, you hit the like button. You like the content, cool. You know what I'm saying? You subscribe to the channel. So y'all do me a favor. And when you hear these panels out here, the Spence care nurses, and they saying the same shit all the fucking time about heavy lifting, butts in the seats. They love talking about 60-40, goddammit, when they ain't not gonna get a motherfucking half. I'm talking about a half a cent out of that shit. They're not gonna get nothing. They're not gonna get nothing out of it. But it sounds good as if they're involved. You're not involved in the freaking negotiation process. You're involved in an open platform in the YTC where your word means very, very minimal. Also, you have an open platform for other people to listen in. And they can take what you say and ask themselves, what the fuck did I just hear? He did what to get where he was at? And then it forces people to go through an educational period where they can break some shit down. It doesn't have to be extremely in depth, because at this point in time, the listeners, they're skimmers, man. Like, just like reading. We live in an era where they like to see shit very quickly and move the fuck on. Ben say, Andrew Charles, stop the damn capping. Andrew ain't capping. Andrew be talking that goddamn knowledge. That knowledge. Hey, Ben, I tell you, like I told them before, Ben, you have the right to be absolutely wrong. So you continue to be absolutely wrong. All right. You have that right to be absolutely wrong, Ben. I can only take a grown man who used I can only take a grown man who uses more emojis than words so serious. I agree, bro. That's one thing you never look. I never talk with emojis, dog. I don't. Like if you're gonna drop one, like a smiley face, cool. That's just in response to something somebody said. Like I ain't gonna lie. You know, the only time I actually use emojis like that is listen to BFTB. That's it. Because the venom the venom that's spit over there, that shit is wild, dog. The graveyard is a whole nother land of a universe of his own, dog. That's the only time I use a smiley emoji because I ain't got shit to say. What am I say to that shit, man? That shit's crazy, man. He got some classic motherfucking shit that's popping over there for real. Y'all be sure to check him out, man. Anthony Jones say WCS, let's push Boots versus Martin. I mentioned it, man. You know what I'm saying? I mentioned it. It's just, they get together in private chats, right? And they come up with a topic on who they want to push. The same thing happened with Devin Haney. But look, like I said, Devin Haney should have already been, if you was really, supporting him heavy, you would be pushing him extremely hard and you wouldn't even be talking about a fantasy fight. Like Kambosos and Devin is closer to happening than Crawford Spence. For real. That is closer to happen. This should have been a full-blown Devin Haney social media barrage of content. That's how it should have been. It should have been rapid fire because that's the fight we truly know we can get at the first half of this year. We just waiting on Cambozo, the goddamn make up his mind on whether he gonna fight Devin Haney. For Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, like I said before, if Errol Spence's eye doesn't hold up in sparring, I wonder what the narrative is gonna be next. What is the narrative going to be next? Man, what you want him to do, man? His eyes messed up, dog. Damn, man, y'all insensitive, man, for real. Give my boy Errol some room to breathe, dog. Let him be with his family, dog. Come on, man. His eyes messed up. So what should we do with the WBA? Who should fight Yordenis Ugas? Man, he can fight David Avanesian something. No. You got Crawford over there. No, man, Crawford, he ain't dead now, dog. Look at his resume. Look at that resume he got. Nope. Joseph Benavidez ain't did shit, man. He didn't do shit to get that shot at Crawford. What Jeff Horn do? He really didn't win the Pacquiao fight. Kavaliauskas? Did we even know Kavaliauskas? Did we? He hurt Crawford anyway. That should have been like a goddamn a 10-6 round. How bad he hurt Crawford. For real. Amir Khan? Man, Amir Khan didn't mean shit, dog. Wasn't nobody looking for Amir Khan. He had already been knocked out before. So Crawford didn't do shit. Crawford didn't do shit, dog. Come on. What about Kell Brook? Man, Kell Brook got destroyed, man. He ended that dude's career. But he fought Gennady 2 weight divisions higher. You ain't gonna... Man, Gennady didn't really fuck him up like Errol did. Errol did that shit, dog. Errol did that. It was all Errol, the heavy lifting, dog. But Sean Porter, man, I'm telling you. I'll tell you like I just told you about Kell Brook. He fucked fighters up. He fucked Kell Brook up. He fucked Sean Porter up, dog. Sean Porter was already in retirement because of Errol before he stepped into that. So what you're telling me is that Errol Spence, he fucked up Sean Porter so much that he didn't fight nobody after Errol. I ain't saying that, but just because he fought a soft touch, and I'm just saying, Sean Porter wasn't the same. That's why his dad stopped the fight. He cared so much for his son. He knew what damn Errol Spence did to him. So does Crawford get credit for anything he did? Man, I give him credit. Julius Ndongo, he had 2 belts, dog. I mean, damn boy, man. Son, man, shit. I don't know, man. I don't be fucking with Crawford like that. Fuck that, dog. This Errol Spence did all the heavy lifting. Man, get the fuck out of here. I want to see Bud Spence if he beat Ugas on the next Boots versus Napoleon, if they think Boots beats Bud, then they're in their heart, they think he murdered Spence. JT, well, Ennis is number 3 in the WBC and IBF. He's number 2 in the WBO. Oh, you're talking about in reference to Errol Spence, right? Because Errol Spence is the WBC and the IBF. Yeah, but we all know how that works out. One thing I can say about that, JT, is the IBF, they're very strict with their mandies. They're very strict. So look, not to throw any salt, but if he comes up and Jaron Ennis end up being his Mandy and in the IBF or whatever, and Errol Spence is incapable of defending that shit, they will have no problem stripping Errol Spence. So we'll see how that works, bro. Good shit. Appreciate y'all dropping the input, man. Martin gonna say, hell no. That's gonna be a big fight for him, man. IBF make you do a final eliminator fight, so it would take a minute for that mandatory. Nah, man, it'd be quicker than you think, dog. Come on, 2022, dog, is wide open for shit. They just trying to make sure they keep everybody sat, right? To try to see what plays out with Spence and Ugas. Once Spence and Ugas is finished, then they're gonna try to say, okay, let's get negotiations popping with Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. That's what's supposed to happen. Ben, it seems like you trolling, bro. Andrew said, look, Ben, Bud already beat the designated bodyguard and defender of Spence when he manhandled Porter. Stop with roadblocks. For real. Stop being a crossing guard, Ben. You seem like a crossing guard right now, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's working 3 hours a week. Prime on deck. Spence told Crawford he was taking the easy route on November 16, 2018. Well, the only thing I can say about that is at least he told the truth. They're prime. You know what I'm saying? Prime time. He told the truth. But when it comes down, Crawford don't want no smoke. For some reason, they say Crawford don't want to smoke. But if I was to tell anybody, you know what? If it was like a debate going on and this shit is out, hey, so-and-so, WCS going to debate so-and-so. And I said, you know what? Fuck that. I ain't showing up. I'm going to take the easy route. I'm going to go over here to this panel and talk. They'd be on here saying, oh, you didn't want to smoke. It doesn't make any sense, dog. Spence told you he wanted to take the easy route. When Crawford sat up there and reverberated, he asked the question. So they didn't mention my name? He said, no. Spence pretty much told him who the names that they mentioned. And Crawford said, they didn't mention my name? Nope. Now, is that like some schoolboy type shit right there? Talking about, no, man, we don't want you playing with us. You're not in the cool crowd. For real, can you imagine saying that on camera and then have the care nurses come together to try to come up with an antidote to act like people was just, they didn't know what they was listening to? That's wild, isn't it? Maybe Crawford should get rid of his mandatory, which will likely be Ennis, so he's free for undisputed. Listen, bro, JT, he's free for undisputed, regardless if Jaron Ennis is mandatory or not. He's free for undisputed, dog. Are we forgetting what was going on with the WBA? When Alexander Usyk was the Joshua's mandatory, and they were steadily trying to make the Tyson Fury fight, and in the process they kept delaying it until the arbitration was concluded with Deontay Wilder. If they want to finesse situations in boxing, they will. They will finesse as much as they possibly can. WCS salute. Father Time was standing in neutral corner last Saturday, but he held off next but he held off. Next 1 or 2 fights, he will collect Ortiz. I'm just wondering if he was healthy, man. Like Ortiz, Deontay Wilder wasn't even able to drop Ortiz in the first round. Like, I'm just curious. I know it's been a while, and I truly think Deontay Wilder damaged Ortiz, bro. Because Wilder's knockout of Ortiz is highlight shit. It's highlight shit. Like he might have seriously damaged Ortiz being the heaviest hitter in the sport. He might have damaged Ortiz, bro, for real. Especially in the rematch, man, when he hit Ortiz with that right hand and it looked like the soul left Ortiz. Man, Ortiz might not be that guy, bro. For him to get dropped by Charles Martin, Wilder couldn't do that. When I say he couldn't do it with the power that he possessed and with a fresher Ortiz. What does that say about Ortiz? He's degraded since the Wilder fight. He's degraded, dog. At least he was able to close the show. Goddamn, Charles Martin was there doing a Scooby-Doo. After Ugas released Bud from protective custody, Andrew Charles, after Ugas released Bud from protective custody, oh my God, boy. I'm about to put a write-up slip to the principal's office on Ben. Boots is really bad for anyone. Boots, Ice Sandor, and Mikey in the same night. I need to see that. Spence, Crawford, or Ugas or Bud. It's no way that Boots ices Mikey and Sandor in the same night. No way, no way. No how. Mikey too smart. He too smart for that shit, dog. In my opinion. Andrew said Bud would have to get a fight if he's going to wait for Spence, because Crawford Spence ain't happening this year. Look, if it doesn't happen this year, I'm pretty sure Bud will take a fight there, Andrew. I agree with that, because he's not going to wait the whole entire year 22 calendar and not fight anybody. The biggest part of it, of course, is who he's going to fight. You know what I'm saying? Who he's going to fight. It's not going to be JARON Ennis. It's not going to be JARON Ennis, man. So thank God the software creators, all the people who creating this software, because they continue to get paid where people enhance their damn editing skills and everything just to make content for the Spence and Crawford fight. I don't know how many times I've seen cutouts. I've seen background drops. Man, by the time this fight actually go down, man, you better hope it's not the end of 23 or the early 24. For real. You better hope to God that's not the way it's going to play out. Let's pray that something good come of it, bro. My favorite is the purse split. Yeah, the purse split, man. It's garbage. I think my shit is it's a tie between heavy lifting and butts in the seats. Like, you have people actually believing that Errol Spence went to AT&T Stadium, the real one, the main one. They actually believe that he's selling out the AT&T Stadium. They don't even know what venue. Just because it say AT&T Stadium, they don't even know what the allotted tickets was and what venue it was at. The real venue where it was at. If it was something that was attached to the damn AT&T Stadium that has a lower capacity, what exactly was it? They are straight fanagers. They are straight fanager negotiators and promoters all rolled in one. Only for Errol Spence Jr., though. For real. Errol Spence Jr., dog. For real, dog. Damn. You ain't never lied, bro. Bud, nor Spence need to fight Boots before each other. Boots versus Martin on the undercard. That's seriously, Boots versus Sander Martin, y'all. Y'all need to start creating your thumbnails. Boots versus Martin. That is the only fight that makes sense, logical motherfucking sense for boxing business. JARON Ennis versus Sander Martin, dog. That is the one person that hopped on the damn WBO list, and y'all just said what? It didn't matter. Let me go back in here. Let me remind the people right quick. Let me go back up to the WBO rankings and show you what I'm talking about. This is November 2021, right? So you go back out and go to October. Let's go with the October 2021. October 2021 now. JARON Ennis was sitting at number 5. Now, who did he fight October 2021? Who did he fight? JARON Ennis fought Thomas Delorme October 2021. Let me stroll back up to the top. October 2021, the WBO, World Boxing Organization ranking. JARON Ennis was ranked 5th behind Michael McKinson, Mikey Garcia. Okay? Now, the reason why I'm not mentioning Sean Porter, I don't want to then bring back old scar tissue. You know what I'm saying? Because Ben Israel, he might run into traffic or something. Because we all seen what Terrence Crawford did to Sean Porter in November 2021. We all seen what happened, y'all. We all witnessed the massacre. So when it comes to Sean Porter, they throwing him out the rankings because, you know, him retiring. And then it comes down to 2 big names, Mikey Garcia and Michael McKinson. Why they're big is because they are ranked ahead of JARON Ennis right here. JARON Ennis is ranked number 5, October 2021. You back up out of this and go to November. What do you see, people? You see absolute magic. You see magic. You see JARON Ennis at 2. Sander Martin stops at 4 when Mikey Garcia was right here at 3. But they gave that to Michael McKinson. They keep Sander Martin a step away. Unbelievable. Look at Mikey Garcia down here. Look at Mikey Garcia. They throw him all the way down to 12th. So I'm curious to why Sean Porter and Danny Garcia, who kept losing, they didn't get tossed all the way down, you know, in the WBC rankings like that. I'm just saying, y'all. JARON Ennis moves up 3 slots rather. He goes 4, 3, and the 2. Move up 3 slots. Unbelievable. And they say he's done enough to be in that position. JARON Ennis has done enough. As a matter of fact, let me go one more time and show the people. Let me go one more time, share screen. Because I want people to understand this, though. Okay? This is JARON Ennis's resume, right? This is his boxing resume. With that boxing resume, let's look at some stuff. All right? Right here will be his first fight when he's ranked. He was ranked after this fight with Daniel Fernandez 12-1 and 0. He was ranked November number 15th in the WBO rankings. His first fight, while ranked, was against Bakhtiar Yerbov, who was 14-1-1. All right. Then he would go on while transitioning, shifting, swaying, ranking positions. He fight Juan Carlos Abreu in September 2020. Steadily moving up the ladder. He goes in there against Chris Van Heerden, and you know what happened there. They kind of kept it a little bit sustainment, but goddamn, they moved him up a slot heading to the Sergey fight. They moved him up a slot after the Sergey fight. Then when they got close to the Thomas Delorme fight, they moved him up again. So he was at 7. He moved to 6, and then he moves to 5th. Stepping in there with the Thomas Delorme fight. But yet, that was that October 2021. In November, he moves from 5th to 2nd. He moves from number 5 to number 2. All off Thomas Delorme, who is 25-1-1. He stopped him in the first round, y'all. This is a travesty. That's a travesty. I don't want to hear shit off no motherfucking panels the next time I'm in a live chat about shit when it comes to, hey, he did what he's supposed to do. He did enough to be there. No, it's total other bullshit. That's what it is. It's boxing bullshit. Bubblegum off the back of the toilet bullshit. Got to give Bud credit. He's an assassin. Absolutely, dog. Absolutely, man. Napoleon say, Ben out here praying to Yashu Spence. Watches all be wrong. And we end up with the Ugas boots undisputed. What? How dare you, dog? How dare you, Andrew? Bring in 22 talking some fuckery like that. Ugas boots? I will gently close down and deactivate my channel. I will find other extracurricular activities to do for an entire 6 months if that happens. Because, hey, I don't need to be on here talking about anything dealing with boxing anymore. If that shit play out like that, no, hell no. Shout out to Anthony Jones in the super chat. Appreciate you. He says, Uga Spence winner face Bud, period. Boots versus Martin. Let's get it. That's what we talking about. Over here, that's what we talking about. Boots versus Martin. Appreciate the super chat there, Anthony Jones on deck with the super chat. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. One love to you, bro. None of these guys easy, man. 60-40, we have it. That's not really the debate right now, Anthony. I mean, debate is not really 60-40, to be honest with you. Not from who you think. Errol Spence trying to push for 70-30. I just want y'all to know that again. Errol Spence trying to push for 70-30, dog. That's not no hearsay shit either. People sending the wrong vibes out here, bro. Spence said Al Heyman had the plan of Porter Danny Garcia. Spence said Al Heyman had the plan of Porter Danny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, and maybe Thurman, but never mentioned Crawford. But they say Crawford ducked. I need to put that up there. Don Dada, because you're bringing up some reflection that makes sense. That was that was in front of the lens. Crawford asked him, so he didn't mention my name? Nope. He was happy about saying that ducking ass shit, dog. Quack, quack. He was happy about that shit, Duck Masters Coalition. But when you bring up Errol Spence ducking, they try to make it seem like it's business. No, man, it's business now. Oh, for real? Yeah, because see, why wouldn't he take the easy route to collect the heavy lifting of all the belts? That's what he's doing. He's collecting all the belts, the heavy lifting. My brother, don't be a sucker. He got to go out here and do the heavy lifting, you jerky. I'm serious, dog. That's what it seems like when you hear these people talk about all the stuff he did, all the names he mentioned, and then mention Crawford. But he tried his people, his care nurses, tried to make it seem like it was all a strategic plan to unify the welterweight division. It was all a part of the plan. But yet, if you up here pushing for 70-30, do you really want the fight? If you're truly pushing and you won't budge on 10%, do you truly want the fight? That's my question to him. A mandatory position gives a fighter some leverage in the public. But when it comes down to it, it doesn't really mean shit when it comes to securing a fight. Not for real in the same night? Nah, I don't think so, bro. I don't think he beats Mikey and Sando in the same night. Hell no. I'm starting to lean towards a Taylor matchup if he's going to get a fight in before a final showdown. Look, I'm definitely all for Terrence Crawford adding another, badge to his boxing credentials. I don't have no problem with that shit, dog. Like, that's very, very smart to make that happen. If he can fight a top name like Taylor, who has all the belts, and potentially put himself in a position to become two-time undisputed world champion at the junior welterweight division, then so be it. Yes, sir. I'm on board with that. Salute, palms down, bro. Ben is just being a straight up hater tonight. He's just being a straight up hater, bro. Go ahead and get all that energy out your system, man. But when goddamn shit don't work out the way you want with Errol Spence and Ugas, don't come back over here to my, hey, man, drop the link, man. Drop the link, man. Please, dog. Drop the link. I need somebody to talk to. No, man, I don't want to hear none of that shit. He fucked up my boy, man. Ain't no Ugas had it. He fucked him up, dog. Errol done. I give Taylor the respect of being one of the few true undisputed champions of his era. He did that. I totally agree. He did, man. I can't take none away. I definitely can't take away who he got the belts from. Virgil Ortiz is fighting Michael McKinson in early 22. Absolutely. So I'm glad you brought that up, Prime, right? Check this out, Prime. If it's okay for Virgil to fight Michael McKinson, who's sending number 4, why isn't it okay for Jaron Boots to fight Sandor Martin? Come on, man. So it's okay for Virgil Ortiz to fight Michael McKinson, who's not ranked higher than Jaron Ennis? It's okay for Virgil Ortiz to fight down, right? But when it comes to Ennis, there's no way he should fight down. Fuck that. Ortiz turned down the fight. We don't want to hear that shit. We don't want to hear none of that. Per what we have discussed and reviewed, that would be the perfect opponent for Jaron Ennis. Sandor Martin. Just like Virgil Ortiz is fighting Michael McKinson and he didn't want that smoke with Crawford, guess what? Jaron Ennis should fight Sandor Martin. That pretty much cleans up and occupies and strikes the calendar on those top 2, those top 4, rather. That cleans that up. Virgil, Jaron, Michael McKinson, Sandemar. That cleans that all the way up. Prime, thanks. I got to watch some film on dude, but looks like it could be a scrap. Napoleon 730 is a percent duck. As much as I want to see the fight, Bud better not. Well, it's not Bud who is pushing for 70-30, of course. Bud more so like wants 60-40. But Errol Spence is going for that 70-30. And Bud should not, surrender to that 70-30. Why? Why you gotta go in there and fight for civility wages? Why, dog? Why not fight for, what you're worth? That's what it's all about, getting that check, right? We always glorify certain people who get this money. Canelo getting that money, Floyd getting that money. Why not Bud? Negotiate his worth. Bud ain't doing 70-30, 60-40. I can see him agree to fight deal. Winner gets 60-40. Second fight, both can retire before Boots. Nah, man, they don't have to retire. They can go, Crawford can go up to 154. But check this out. We need to see this fight, though. That's all. And Crawford should negotiate his worth. And don't be surprised if he back at top rank. I'm just saying, if Ugas wins, I'm still proud of a black man. Yeah, man, it is what it is. Black, what black got to do with it when they sitting up here tearing down my man Crawford? What black got to do with it? Tell me that. What black has to do with anything when they sitting up here tearing down Crawford, putting him on the cross with motherfucking fire ants and shit? We got Ben Israel up there talking about, I put the gas on him. I put the gas and I like the match. Y'all don't have to do nothing else. I got it from here. These Errol Sprints Junior fans have been saying Bud hasn't earned a fight yet. Will say Bud has to fight Boots. What in the world has Boots accomplished to earn the Bud fight? That's all I'm saying. What the fuck has he done? What the fuck has he done? He fought a Damian Fernandez. Do anyone know that? Have that picture on your wall? Damian Fernandez. Anybody? What about Yurbov? Anybody? Juan Carlos Abre? Anybody? Anybody? I'm just saying. He made some significant shifts in the ranking division with those three names. I'm real talk. Boots gonna kill Martin. All right, y'all. Let's leave capping in 2021. For real, leave it. Especially Ben. All these Sprints fans want Buzz to take 30%. Yet, when has anyone taken that from Sprints? Bud would be the biggest name Errol Sprints has fought. Bud would be the bigger name, but we also have to take this in consideration too, Jason, is that, Mikey Garcia, he has 6%. Sean Porter and Danny Garcia. So I guess with those three, because Carlos Ocampo got 50. Carlos Ocampo, right? 50, right? So he comes in here with someone that's no way even close to a Carlos Ocampo. He's trying to give Terrence Crawford less than 50% when Carlos Ocampo got 50%. And look, Carlos Ocampo, nobody heard of him since then, even though he hadn't lost again. But who has he fought? Who has he fought, dude? Like, you allow Carlos Ocampo to get 50%, but yet you can't. The biggest fight of your career, you cannot be fair and say, let's go in here 50-50 for all the crowns and glory. Everything, undisputed. We didn't hear this shit with Jorge Ramirez and Josh Taylor. I'm just saying, man. Aaron Bud, strong, positive black man who take care of their families. I got love for both. I'm kind of sad one got to lose. I'm ready to see though that the money they will make each other gonna be ridiculous. I wanted to be ridiculous, man. Even though I'm critical of Spence like that, I ain't never trying to see the man go broke. You know, at the end of the day, he has family like I do, both of them. It's just with me, I've seen Bud family on deck. So for me, there's a huge percentage of respect that I have for him as a father, period. Because he has more kids than I have. But his kids is always with him. His kids are in sports. He has his wife. He has his friends that he grew up with. He always has people there with him. So they always want to talk about Muhammad Ali. Shit, Bud do stuff for the community too. Bud does things for the community nobody talks about. So when I'm looking at, what he does as a boxer, also look at what he's doing as a man in general, as a father of his household, and how he's handling himself outside the square. I look at that shit too. I'm not out here to judge a motherfucker, and nitpick his shit, because I know what I did when I was growing up. But I'm just saying, for me right here, right now, and what I see, Bud is the best welterweight, period. He's top pound for pound. If it was that easy, then guess what? Spence would have already moved in front of him, man. It's that easy. And we won't have the Aero Sprints fanatics, running around here in dire need, trying to damn make sure they take good care of Errol Spence' psyche. They want to make sure they damn tell him what he want to hear, say yes, 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 and say he's going to do this and that. And they don't believe it. They don't even know he's going to make it to the Ugas fight, period. But hey, y'all, I've been over here over 2. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. Real talk. This will continue. Hopefully, you got something from the live with this WBO, situation that I find to be very, comedic. Is definitely boxing politics with a lot of red tape, and we should take it as such. Don't come up here and act like that shit is just straight down the middle in all fairness. It's not. It's never going to be that way with boxing. JARON Ennis is ranked across the board from the WBC to the WBO, y'all. Y'all need to understand how that helps, how that works. He has those individuals behind him, those people that's pushing him. JARON Ennis has that, man. But that doesn't mean you can sit up here and overappraise his body of work. He has not fought anybody except Sergey Lipinets, dog. And then he took motherfucking 1,000 steps down fighting Thomas Delorme. He went from Sergey Lipinets, jumped out the hatch, no parachute. They had to throw the shit down there or get somebody to fly down there. He had to descend at a high rate of speed when he fought Thomas Delorme, coming off 2 damn losses. And you trying to tell me that is justifiable for him going from the 5th ranking all the way up to the 2nd? Going from the 5th ranking all the way up to the 2nd, dog? He fought the man in October 21. In November, he's sitting at number 2 from the 5th position. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. But y'all hold it down, man. Appreciate y'all for dropping through, man. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. And appreciate the super chats. Thanks for the support. Y'all continue to rock with the channel, man. You know what it is. Until next time, I'm